certain hours there.
I get you. Well, this is my spot. Every Tuesday at 6.
Down on Fremont Street in Vegas, I'm not sure quite how it works, but they've put spots where they can't just be everywhere anymore.
Yeah.
They have to be identified now.
Well, many years ago in San Francisco, you had to apply for the spot, Fisherman's Wharf, and that's a long time ago. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. Sorry, I was looking at kind of stuff that make good film noir chords. Like I was looking at Harlem Nocturne. I think about trying to turn that into a guitar solo, and C minor major 7, just like. Anyway, never mind. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I'll enunciate better this time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I'm Tom. They call me Guitar Tom because I'm often seen with a guitar. They call me on the phone. They used to call me on the phone. Back when we had a live call-in show, they'd ask me questions. They say stuff like, "Hey, man, what's your show about anyway?" I say, "It's about an hour. About guitar players, guitar playing, all things guitaristic." So that's what we discuss on the show. Can't call me anymore. We gave that up. Well, but you could tweet me sometime or ask me at Hy-Vee when I'm shopping or something. Questions about the care and feeding of your guitar. What kind of guitar is right for you? How to play the guitar. The questions about related topics like the sitar and the guitarrón, the guitarra, los vihuelos, banjos, balalaikas, bazookas, bajos, sextos, tiples and cavaquinhos, bandurias and bandolims and mandolins and bandolas. Bandolims, pipe organs, piccolos, trombones, tromboninas, harmoniums, harmonicas, harpsichords. What do you got one there?
Alpenhorns, bagpipes, and concertinas.
There you go. Yeah. All those. Let me think. Clarinets and clavinets, oboes, and have I said ocarinas and accordions yet? I must have. I don't know. You got one for us?
Kazoos and Jews harps.
There you go, yeah. Pixie harps, Celtic harps, concert harps, mouth harps, I don't know. Let's see what else people make. Well, people make timpanis and timbales. Valve trombones, and slide whistles, and penny whistles and piccolos.
I'll bet Mr. Sipinski can name an instrument or two.
Yeah, he probably knows more than.
What do I know? I don't know.
We're just talking. We're going through the list of instruments. So.
What sort of instrument should we discuss?
B-flat, A, and C clarinets?
B flat, A, and C clarinets.
That's my job.
That's your.
I gotta get going on that.
You're supposed to tell us why they have these different like B flats, all these unfortunate keys that makes you have to play a whole lot of bar chords when you're a guitar player. But you know, unless you use a capo and transpose, they're a hassle for guitar players. Okay, I'll play an E flat. I'll play an A flat, man. I'll play in D flat. I'm not, you know, I'm not proud, but it's just kind of a drag, man. It's kind of rough on your hand.
Should I hold up a sign and you can tell people where you're going to discuss this stuff this weekend?
Oh yeah. Okay, flip over to the Bob camera here. He's gonna. Okay, yeah. Okay, so on Thursday, 2 days from now, I'm going to do a fingerstyle guitar seminar at West Music. It's free of charge. I think Mr. Skopinski might even like it. He's going to center it. He's going to zoom in. There, the local guitar artist. There we go. Well, not local stumblebum. No. Yeah,
it says artist.
Yeah, it does. So, but no, it'll be at 7 p.m. at West Music in their big rumpus room in the back of the Coralville store there. I'll be teaching, just doing a symposium. And I'm going to play a bunch of different things and show some of the different techniques people do on fingerstyle guitar. I'll probably tell a joke, an esoteric joke or two. And I'm thinking electric, acoustic, nylon string and 12 string. And maybe do a bit of looping and just show some of the techniques to use from my point of view. And I guess I try to keep an eye on what other people do. But anyway, yeah, we'll show that later. But anyway, I'll be... It's free, and as far as I can tell, I'm not getting paid for it. So
at West Music, and where is West Music?
It's at 1212 5th Street in Coralville, right in the new downtown that they built, right across from the Performing Arts Center in the little village of Coralville.
Across from the Coralville Public Library, one of my favorite spots.
Yeah, the Coralville Public Library. You still live in Coralville, do you, Mr.?
Sure do.
Yeah, you've become kind of a Coralvillian. And, yeah. I got nothing against people from Coralville. I've never lived there, but I've worked there, and I'd say I partied there, but I don't know.
So if they show up at West Music, you will tell them everything they'd ever want to know about a guitar.
That's right. Fingerstyle. It's one of those things I kind of researched. There's this job tuning here. I'm using a tuner. I'm so ashamed, but I've become somebody who uses electronic tuners. I used to denigrate people who used electronic tuners. And for those who use electronic tuners, denigrate means put down.
What's the date today?
24th.
It's on there already. I think he put it up there.
It's the 17th. At
Oh.
least on the bottom one. But
Oh, okay. He put the 24th on there earlier, but oh yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we know where we are. Where was I? Oh yeah, denigrating people who use tuners. But okay, so the fingerstyle guitar joke is, and I was thinking about bringing a more elaborate guitar, but I've been kind of busy today. Just got this flamenco here, which is a perfectly fine guitar. Let's face it, it's a great guitar, but it's not a good guitar. It's a great guitar. But there's this thing about the fingerstyle guitar, convention or festival, whatever, and the guy gets up and he plays this beautiful thing. Everybody stands around saying, "That's great! Wow, what tuning was that?" And he says, E, A, D, G, B, E. And that's because fingerstyle guitarists use all kinds of alternate tunings. And this is just standard tuning. And some of the fingerstyle guitar players haven't played in standard tuning for years. I think about these jokes, though. The other joke, like I was thinking about, was the one about the so a country guitar player. I've told this joke several times, see if anybody gets it. And I don't expect you to get it because you're not in the business. But goes to a conservatory. Country guitar player goes to a conservatory to sort of broaden his horizons. So they give him a little bit of a little quiz. They say, "Okay, what's a subdominant of C?" And he just gives him a blank look and said, don't you know what a subdominant is? He says, well, yeah, but I thought C was a subdominant. Sure. Now, the thing is that...
Yes, you're right. I do not know what that means.
Right. Okay. So we have what they call a 1-4-5 chord progression, like. Wish that I was on old rocky, or like a cheating heart. So, country songs are often 1-4-5, like those three chords, nothing else, nothing fancier. You know, we're not talking Dvorak, right? We're talking Hank Williams, okay? So, if in the key of, so 1 is tonic, 4 is subdominant, and 5 is dominant. Tonic, subdominant, dominant, G, C, D. So, the punchline, and I know it's not funny because I'm explaining it to you, but, so, if the punchline, if you know something about country music and you know something about music theory, you'd say, oh, so this guy, you know, only knows how to play in the key of G, and he only like 3-chord songs. So I thought C was a subdominant, you know, and of course, you know, so he plays in one key, and that's a joke. But see, if you're into it, that's really funny.
Ah.
But I've only told it to one person.
You know, he who laughs last didn't get it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So anyway, the other joke I've been meditating on for a week since before you got back was about the 2 jazz guitar players who run into each other in the street. And one says to the other, "I just bought your new record, man. It was awesome." The other one said, "Oh, so that was you?" Yeah, I like that. A lot of jazz guitar player jokes are about poverty and obscurity and having nobody in the audience. Another guy was telling me he plays in these. Nowadays they have these bands and they play, and I don't know if they even like what they're into, but they only have like a few of their friends show up for the gig. So they have it's a 4-hour thing, and they have one band each hour. You see, when I was a boy, you got a gig, you're there for you play for 4 hours, you know, yourself, which is which means the setup is a lot easier and everything like that. But you don't have to have done as many songs. But these guys, you know a whole bunch of songs, and you also have a lot of stamina, and you play for all 4 sets. But these these guys are telling me that nobody shows up except for a few of his friends, and the other bands are in the audience, you know, and that's I haven't heard them play with any luck. I never will. Did I say that out loud? I said that quietly.
Yeah, but who watches this show?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know he watches the show anyway, right? Like a good jazz guitar player. All right, well.
People are surfing while the commercial's on the other station.
Yeah, they might catch a joke or two. Well, the joke I was thinking about, and I don't know if there's any, I thought it was kind of funny, but, okay, so these 2 young women are walking through young ladies are walking through the woods on a path there, and all of a sudden a frog comes out, stands up on its hind legs and says, I used to be one of the greatest jazz guitar players in the world. But an evil witch cast a spell on me. If one of you will just kiss me, I can go back to being a great jazz guitar player again. So the one grabs the frog and puts it in his pocket. And the other one says, aren't you going to kiss him? And she says, no, talking frog's worth a whole lot more than a jazz guitar player. So, anyway, I thought that was pretty good. But, I told that some guy didn't like it. I mean, I'm thinking about these jokes are kind of like educational in some ways, but the problem with see, the jokes are supposed to be funny because they're based on tragedy. The jokes about jazz guitar players are always that they're unpopular and broke.
It's a niche market.
That's right.
Or as upscale people say, a niche market.
Well, I'd say niche.
Those of you who speak French.
Ce n'est pas ma faute. I was raised that way.
Us Midwesterners say niche market.
Yeah, I suppose. Niche. Yeah, people will resent you if you say niche. I know this, but I have to say niche because
you speak French.
Well, my mother would have given me a hard time if I called it niche market. She'd say, I mean, niche. You see, the French will always correct you. They used to. Yeah. Last time I was in France, which was actually quite a long time ago. When I was a kid and I was there, there was a story about somebody, some graduate student, U.S. my father my father's a professor, and he exchanged with this guy François Marchessou, who would come to Iowa City, and have a great time actually while he was here. And we went to Poitiers, so he would teach François Marchessou's class, and François would teach my father's classes, because François Marchessou was a professor of American studies in Poitiers, France, and my father was French civilization, especially the Enlightenment. But he would teach American studies in François' stead. So, but anyway, so he's talking about some graduate student who was coming to France and whatever. He landed at the airport, got in a cab, and the cabbie wouldn't start driving the car. He kept the meter running, but wouldn't start the car until he pronounced where he was going properly. Now, this is a long time ago. So, but see, a lot of things have changed since. And when I lived there, when I was in high school, we were having a civil rights thing was going on pretty strongly here. And they gave me a hard time about it. But you wouldn't see anybody, who was not European looking in the streets, And I think I saw one African-looking street sweeper in Paris when I was a teenager. But then I didn't see anybody, African or whatever, Middle Eastern. But since then, they've had a huge immigration of West Africa, Sub-Saharan West Africans, and then of course North Africans and Algerians and people. And a lot of people don't like it very much. So when I showed up, with my European-looking, my European appearance, my American passport, with a perfectly good country to go back to as an adult with my guitar, in my 30s.
You're much more welcome now.
Yes, yeah, sure, glad to have you. We don't consider that any different from the Germans and the English that we have wandering around our country too.
Yeah.
You got a country to go back to, and we're not expecting you to do anything but spend a little money and go home someday.
Leave some money and leave.
Yeah, so they didn't mind me at all, or they didn't seem to. But anyway, why am I talking about France? Le beau pays.
Because I said niche market.
Oh, that's right. It's all your fault. I'll trace it back to you. Well, we're going to do another one of these little Roombas here. A Roomba is more than a robotic vacuum cleaner. I was playing a gig, and this woman was sitting up front, and I said, I have a little Roomba. She said, I have a Roomba. It's awesome. Is it running?
Yeah, my daughter has a Roomba.
Yeah, well, we went on to talk about cats liking to ride them around.
Yeah.
There's cats sitting on them and stuff. Cats.
I can't imagine my wife's cats doing that.
Oh, you never know if they get used to it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen on TV cats doing it.
Yeah. Well, you'll see cats do everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I haven't played this one in a long time. It's similar to other ones I played. haven't quite gotten right with this guitar today. I just kind of picked it up because I was playing other ones. You know, I've been playing this on the weekends or at the Tuscan Moon, and it was kind of fun and everything. But
That's Friday and Saturday nights?
oh yeah, Friday, Saturday night. We're trying to get there earlier. I can promise I'll be playing by 6:30. I might get there earlier because people seem to go out earlier these days.
And that's in Kelowna.
That's in Kelowna, beautiful downtown Kelowna, Iowa. Right next to the bakery that never reopened after it caught on fire. But yeah, I been playing there. Now, we have a tentative plan, and I don't know if I'm violating any confidences, but we're going to try to have me play on Thursday nights also in the summer out in the patio. And I'm kind of cooking up a different thing. And one idea I had was to try to promote the Thursdays and see if some people who want to hear me do something a little different on Thursdays would go there. You know, like I can promote it a little bit, and I would. So last summer I played every Friday, Saturday, but I brought my fat jazz box, my jazz guitar, and the sorry, but you odd Roland JC40, as in Jazz Chorus 40 for the amplifier, and I did my kind of dare I say smooth jazz. Them are fighting words, you know, in some circles, like fusion jazz in other circles. People very very. I don't want to.
Well, as long as you play the country rock on Friday.
That's right. Okay. And that makes it all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was thinking about just kind of like going with that, you know, playing an electric guitar with a slightly larger amp. I've been playing this guitar through the amp I've got here all through the cool months, the cold and the cool months. Either this guitar or the other one that's very similar to it. Occasionally I play a steel string guitar, acoustic, but I think about doing this other thing. So I would play 3 nights a week at the Tuscan Moon. How many
me too.
Yeah, see. Yeah. Well, it's a pretty boring show, or hadn't you noticed? Anyway, never mind. Okay. But I thought I'd try to like promote it a little bit. Maybe you know, maybe have some sort of interaction with anybody who might want to come down and hear it. Do something special on Thursdays. So that's my plan. And as soon as it warms up enough consistently, and they set up all the tables and chairs outside and everything like that, and we figure out what we're going to do for a stage right now, I get to work on that. And also I'm thinking about what I'm going to play, because I like that big jazz box in a certain way through that amp, but I'm working with sound quite a bit, you know, and I don't know if this is not going to be shocking to you, Bob, but I thought I might, well, remember last week how I had a couple of new guitars that I was playing on this, and there was one,
you have acquired another guitar.
well, maybe sort of, here's what happened. So, you know there was one that was silver. You know, I still have it at home. Silver with like F holes, but they go all the way through instead of being just, you know, like a hole in the top of a hollow body.
Yeah, it's a solid body with a hole through it.
Yeah. And where's young Tom? But anyway, I brought cookies or something. Sorry, I'm just looking out the window. It's spaced. Squirrel! I'm sorry. Okay, well, I'm very happy with that silver one, and the dark blue one too, but the silver one is a little bit wider, and it has a great big horn sticking up on it like that, right? Wouldn't fit in any of the hard shell cases that I had. It fits very snugly in a Fender gig bag, like for a Strat or a Tele. It'll fit in there, barely, and it won't scuff it up anyway. But I want a hard shell case for a guitar like that. Yeah. So I went back on Friday to just tell them that I was glad that the guitars turned out fine. That's great, you know. Yeah. But well, anyway, I wanted to see if they could get a case that would fit it. See? Now, if I back up a couple stages, I tell you that that was Friday, but Tuesday, after this show, I went over there to see JL. JL is a guitar player, works behind the counter certain nights of the week, has a cast on his left hand. I think there's something about a left hook, but I'm not really at liberty to discuss it. But anyway, so he broke his hand, so he can't play. He wanted the other one, which is a very light green color. Yeah. And so I was there. He was talking to some people who had just been in Arkansas, and I could hear him talking about the brown recluse spider that was in their tent, and how it's beautiful and all that down there. But there's these things, and there's some snakes and things to think about, and there's a music venue or something down there that they were talking about. And I didn't have a chance to talk to JL about my guitars or the pedals that they're selling, because they have these effects pedals. So why don't heavy metal guitar players want to ride bicycles?
I give up.
Only 2 pedals?
Yeah.
Anyway, never mind. So effects pedals, right? But I usually talk to him. He's my mentor as far as pedals and things are concerned. He has led me into more trouble with buying pedals than anybody else on the planet. Anyway, but since he's busy, so I went there and I played that green one. It's exactly the same shape and everything. And I really quite liked it. I said, well, someday I'll have to get me one of these, I think. Maybe, probably not. I don't got enough guitars. That's what I was thinking on Tuesday. So anyway, go back on Friday, see if he has a case that would fit that, just, and, because I could put it in a gig bag, but I want something, solid for it. So when we looked, one didn't fit, found another one that fit perfectly. So we used the one off the wall, the green one, same exact shape, different neck, different pickups, slightly different pickups, different voice, and a maple neck, not a rosewood or fake rosewood fingerboard, but maple. So we put that in there. It fit perfectly. I got the case and fit it. Unfortunately, we started talking about the owner and I, James, the guy who owns it, and well, I didn't take it out of the case again until I got home. See, so I guess I'm going to play all these gigs this summer, and whatever money I don't give to my wife, I'm going to give to the pro shop, Musicians Pro Shop. And he's going to order another Green Reverend for JL. JL's going to get his cast off eventually, and he's going to want that guitar. And I'm going to go over and apologize to him after the show. So that's the story. As an aside, I'll say there's another one. What's it called? I forget. But it's another one, another Reverend guitar. And the name doesn't escapes me right now. But it's another model. It's the same size and shape as the dark blue one I had on the show last week with different pickups. And it comes in rock orange, like a rock and roll orange, not like traffic cone orange. It's a little bit more subtle and has the wood grain shows through it, and a ripply, curly maple or whatever. And so I told the owner, he's behind his computer like he always is, and I told him that, someday I'd like to get one of those, the orange one. He looked up, oh, yeah, I was looking in the wrong place. It's set neck, not bolt on. I said, yeah. And he starts typing something. I don't know. I mean, if he gets it in, I wouldn't have to get it, would I?
Probably.
Yeah.
How can you get by without it?
Yeah. Right. How can
You got to feed that monkey on your back.
Yeah, I've been spending like a lot of my time going through a guitar inventory and also thinking which ones I could get rid of. And I got rid of a bunch of guitars over the last couple of years, but now it's getting down to the point where I find it more difficult. And then one of my students shows up with one of the guitars I sold. He bought it, so used, Like, oh man, I don't want to look at that one again. It's like the thing is, if you go someplace and you see your
ex-girlfriend with somebody else.
Yeah, your ex-girlfriend with her husband.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if I saw an ex-girlfriend, I wouldn't probably even care at all. Okay, I wouldn't care. No. But
an ex-guitar.
But that PRS, that I used, that Paul Reed Smith that I had, a nice guitar. I just say I'm not going to play this one, so I'll sell it. Last time I was in debt, I got out of debt by selling guitars to the big shop. It's an exchange program. Anyway. Guitar is called a Bayonet HB. Bayonet. That's kind of what this guitar wants to play, stuff like that. That's what they call the gypsy scale. I think you're not supposed to say gypsy anymore, right? That's politically incorrect.
Say Rama now.
Yeah, Romani. You might find it Romani, but you say like you. That's a scale. Harmonic minor scale, you have flat the second, you have sharp the third, and of course the seventh is sharp because it's harmonic minor. That's how it's done, see? So there you go. E, F natural, G sharp, A, B, C, D sharp, E. Now if you're playing a major chord, it sounds kind of exotic.
So it's a half step from the first to the second?
Yeah. The first to second degrees are a half step apart, and then it's a major, and then it's a G sharp, F to G sharp. So it's major third. Anyway, it's a bit of fun.
Good scale, yeah.
It's fun to play with, exotic. Now the Mixolydian mode is good for country music. So Bob, how about that? Now you got the poster out again. We should talk about that because you never know. Somebody might be channel surfing. Somebody wanted to know what fingerstyle guitar is. There we go. I'm teaching a symposium at West Music this coming Thursday, April 26th. Now, if you're watching the rerun on Friday night, it's too late, okay? If you're watching this live on Tuesday, West Music in Coralville, that's 1212 5th Street in Coralville, beautiful downtown Coralville, Iowa, 7 p.m., back to the big rumpus room in the back of the store there. Actually, you walk in the front door and you keep going right. You go past the guitar department, back to where the lessons are. They got a big classroom and performance space. I'll be doing it there. I hope some people show up. I'm going to do my whole thing. You know, I'm going to play all kinds of stuff and show stuff and try to explain some techniques. So if you're interested in fingerstyle guitar, as opposed to finger picking, I'll be there. So you can come. It's free. It's free. I was thinking about springing for maybe I get a big sack of pretzels or something. We could put them in a bowl, you know, or just leave them in the bag and pass them around. Some pretzels is a good idea.
Sure.
Yeah. Couldn't hurt much, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Unless you
That's
have
Thursday?
Thursday. This coming Thursday, 7 p.m., West Music in Coralville. It's free. Fingerstyle guitar seminar. A seminar, they call it, yeah. And so show people how to, yeah. And that's a picture of me with my 10-string. Just telling somebody earlier, you don't have to be crazy to play a 10-string guitar, but it helps. So I won't be bringing my 10-string. I need to restring it, actually. I need a cosigner before I can get the strings for that. But yeah. So, yeah, okay, there you go, Bob. I think that's good enough, isn't it?
I think. We know nobody knows how long it takes to tune a 12-string. How about a 10-string?
It's not easy. I mean, you can't actually get a 10-string in tune because, you see, a 12-string has double strings, and after you get past the third course, like these, they're in octaves. So you got two strings side by side, but they're, you know, in octaves, and so that makes it really hard. Yeah. So the joke is, yeah, how long does it take to tune a 12-string?
Nobody knows.
That's right. So, yeah. I have this notion. It's getting worse all the time, of course. So I'm just going to go with it. That I'm finding education through telling jokes, because jokes are humor is based on tragedy. So, like the jazz guitar player jokes that I know, you know, are based on tragedy, and they're. I'll think about drummers. The thing there's one about how the bass player locked his keys in the car. It took like 4 hours to get the drummer out.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. You know. And what do bass players do in the band? They translate for drummers and things. But excuse me. There's some jokes. I'm trying to think of something like about bass players' inability to get girlfriends or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember any right off the top of my head, but there are things like that, you know. Guitar player jokes are like, little boy says to his dad, "When I grow up, I want to be a guitar player." His dad says, "Son, you can't have it both ways." These are. What's the difference between a guitar player and a park bench?
One can support a family of 4.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And yeah. What's the difference between a jazz guitar player and a jazz musician and an eel? One is a slimy, stinky creature that lives in the muck. The other one is a kind of fish. Things like that. Anyway, I don't know.
I'd heard that about lawyers and catfish before, but
Yeah. Oh, I see.
one's a slimy bottom feeder and the other one's a fish.
Yeah. Slimy and stinky, and there are ones about jazz musicians who are about being smellier than other people.
Yeah.
But and I've said this before in the show, but I think I have relatively good personal hygiene for a guitar player. You know, I shower regularly and I do laundry. I like to refresh and
You know why the lifeguard didn't save the jazz musician?
too far out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew that was a hippie joke, but somebody, yeah. Too far out, man. Yeah. The one about, you know, if you're lost in the woods, and Santa Claus, an in-tune guitar player, an out-of-tune guitar player, which one do you ask for help? I say, out-of-tune guitar player, because the other ones are
Fictional.
hallucinations. Yeah. Hallucinations, yeah. Santa Claus, yeah. I hope nobody's watching. I mean, I wouldn't want to say that Santa Claus is purely fictional. If anybody's watching,
Yeah, we're still in the family hour, aren't we?
that's right. Yeah, right. That's what I was telling him. I was actually meeting with some city officials earlier today about the TV station, and at the end, I invited them to come on Tom's Guitar Show. They wanted to tour the facilities. I said, "Well, come on Tom's Guitar Show. You can come on the show and tell a joke or something if you want." But I said, "You got to keep it clean because it's a family show." So I don't know if they. I suppose it's probably disarming to have a lunatic guitar player at your at the negotiations, negotiating table.
Yeah.
I say it couldn't hurt, but maybe it could actually. Probably, don't you think? It probably hurt.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I went up there. They were talking about shutting down the senior center for a while, and we're just packing that place with old people for the meetings.
Yeah. Well, we did that here some years ago. We had some people who were trying to like mess with us, I guess, in the community, and we had to have a public hearing as part of our contract for the TV station PATV here, and so it was for the Iowa City Telecommunications Commission, but it was held in the city council chambers, and they had the ICTC people up there, lording above all of us proletariat down in the squalid valley below, but village below. Anyway. But we filled the place to standing room only. And then we had people come up one after the other, making testimonials. We had people with, all kinds of physical abilities and so forth, different little kids, older people, people, as I say, people with disabilities, whatever. We had people with thick accents, soccer moms and hippies and a whole, different, ethnic backgrounds, of course, of all different colors or whatever. Flooding the place, and then it got to be really, really tiresome for them because people are thinking, do we really need this? And all these people come up, all the place is just packed. And because they say, well, nobody's going to show up, And the people, our nemesis didn't show up. Now maybe they had a friend there who saw the handwriting on the wall and said, don't come, because they didn't show up. But and then they were defeated, basically. Because, but that was then. This is now. I don't think it's a secret, but this TV station, which is power to the people, right? This
Your neighborhood network.
Our neighborhood network, community media center that PATV is. We are struggling to figure out how we're going to go forward. I am going to try to do my best, and a bunch of other people do their best to keep it here for the future. But the contract ends with Mediacom in August, this coming August. Now, this is April, so August is coming right up. And the thing is that we are supposed to lose our funding. So people think we're not like taxpayer or advertiser supported. We are a cable TV station. So just like you would get ESPN or something on your cable package, you get PATV. Of course, we're significantly less expensive to run than ESPN, but
we are funded by the cable TV system.
yeah. So cable subscribers fund us. So we're going to try to figure out how to go in the future. Now, I know a lot of people don't have cable TV anymore, and probably there are people watching this on YouTube or on the live stream, and that's the way things are going. But we're going to try to keep it. So that's all we're doing here is trying to figure out how to maintain and go into the future, because there are many other things. So we have all kinds of things we're trying to do. We have a podcasting ability that we have, and we're going to work through that, promote that after our contract expires in August. We're going to do other things, so you can do podcasts here. I'm interested in musical recording. It's not going to be a tremendous recording studio, but it wouldn't be a terrible recording studio. And we'll have some equipment. We have our supercomputer, trying to get a compressor, limiter, and some other doodads, and some better microphones. But the notion is you could conceivably record in here music and of course spoken word and so forth. But music, and it would be like much more possible. I mean, conceivably you could do it for free or very little money, or you could conceivably do it for free if you volunteered to work on other things. You could be part of the community. You could, you wouldn't have to be rich. You wouldn't have to have a lot of money to make a recording, like to make a record or something, or put a song out there and some, band.
Just as you can now make a TV show if you like.
That's right. You can make I make a TV show every week, and if they let me do it, I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's what we're doing. It's community media, and so anyway, we're trying to figure out how to raise more money and raise our fund ourselves for the future, and maybe we can raise more money, and maybe we can cut back a little bit on other things, and we can go to more volunteers and stuff. Also, Uptown Bills, which is above us, is going to go through some changes. And I know it's not a secret that young Tom, we call him Uptown Tom now, upstairs, the guy who manages it, is going to retire in June, which is coming right up too. And we might figure out some sort of, we're working on ways to maybe, work in a closer partnership at least between the two organizations. But upstairs, you have a coffee house and a stage, and we have cameras up there. We can live stream and cable cast, make videos from that stage also. Yeah. Right now, we could improve that, of course, with lighting and sound and everything like that. But you can do they do their open mic every week from up there. So anyway, we're working on this anyway. So if anybody wants to come down here and be helpful in any way, we're here in the corner of South Dubuque and Lafayette, down by the tracks. And we're just doing our thing. Going to try to keep it going forever.
You're going to have to make that million-selling album.
That's right. That might not be enough, but I mean, well, the problem with a lot of the music business is that the musicians themselves, if they can make a huge effort and they can create something, but by the time all the money is passed around, it might not be very much. I've also known people. I know a guy who went with some of the Van Zandt brothers of Leonard Skinner fame. He toured with them, not as Leonard Skinner, but in a Van Zandt band thing, and he ended up owing money at the end of the tour, because they charge him for being on the bus, and
Well, I saw Kenny Rogers on a talk show one time talking about that. The last tour of the first edition he managed, and he thought they had a good tour, did good business, and got to the end and found out they'd lost a ton of money.
Right. Well, everybody's got their hand out. So, really long time ago, I had friends in a band. They were playing at Gabe's downtown Iowa City, and I was at the door, and so the people kept coming up to me from the from the bar. They wanted to work the bar, and they kept taking the money out of my hands, for one thing or another, and they had an excuse for it. And at the end of the night, and I don't know how much money the band actually got, but they owed, with the, they owe you for this, and we gave you some, gave you change, got to give that back,
Like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah. Well, they had, I guess there's a scene there.
Yeah, where they end up owing for playing the hillbilly place.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's how it goes, you see. So
They drank up more than they made.
right. Well, that's and there's a thing about jazz guitar players whose bar tab is higher than what they actually got paid, and of course I've taken to drinking coffee down there at Tuscan Moon.
Yeah.
But my persona is like a classical guitarist who went astray. So now people don't know what to make of that. So they're not going to like abuse me the same way they would a jazz guitar player. Yeah. I'm playing more and more standards, and people would. I could be probably billed as a jazz guitar player. I shouldn't be saying it out loud like this though, because I've got bills, man. I got bills. I got a funky old house that needs some repair. I got one of my two expensive habits are guitars and marriage, and they both demand a lot of money. And speaking of marriage, gardening season is coming up. I used to just mow the lawn and grow a few tomatoes, but it's become very elaborate out there, and I have nothing to do with that except it's expensive. Yeah. I mean, buying seeds, to plant sweet corn, used to cost like 89 cents a package, back in the days. Maybe it's $2 now or something. But some of those plants, I bought some shrubs and had to drive up to Hiawatha to get them once. I was being, everything had been arranged, and I just had to drive up there and get them, and I had the checkbook. It was like over $400 for some shrubs.
Must be nice shrubs.
So I think the deer ate them, actually. So, let the deer eat crabgrass. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I know they were here first, but still, I mean, them aren't eating shrubs. They're supposed to be deer resistant anyway. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I eat things that aren't good for me.
Our time grows short. Should we mention your appearance again?
All right, I'll be Tuscan Moon.
Well, that one too.
Oh yeah, this one. Okay, yeah, I've filled that one up. Sorry. One more time. Guitar seminar this Thursday, excuse me. Thursday, April 26th, 7 p.m. West Music, 1212 5th Street, beautiful downtown Coralville.
And the Tuscan Moon, Friday and Saturday night.
The old little town of Coralville. Anyway, never mind. Okay, I'll be there, and I'll be at Tuscan Moon on Friday, Saturday nights, starting before 6:30, playing till the party's over. It's dinner, though. It's dinner time, so make reservations. We've had to turn people away. Should be a nice, good night. Things going well. They had the cold water lobster tails there. That's always a winner. They're more tasty than the warm water ones. Oh. Smaller, but they're tastier. And you get 2 lobster tails, and I don't know what happens to the rest of the lobsters, but put them back in the ocean with no tails. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm goofing off most of this show, but I would like to play through my Reverend thing here. I might do a show with a whole bunch of guitars behind me and switch off. I will say that the green one, though, this is actually the set behind me is actually not the real thing. It's just a green screen. I don't want to burst your bubble, but so it's not the same green as the wall, but it comes out battleship gray. Because I have another one. I have the Sensei P290 or 2P90 one, which is the same color. It comes out battleship gray on the show. But I mean, what we could do.
I will wear my green T-shirt in one of these days, and we'll illustrate that.
Well, what I thought we could do is put the black curtain up, and then we could do the chroma key, so the green guitars, and your shirt would be whatever you want, like lava flow or the ocean or something like that, and then so the guitar I'm playing. We did once do one with a blue guitar. We switched it to blue, and we had a Three Stooges pie fight going on. Unfortunately, there was only a small part of the screen was that, but occasionally you would see Mo getting a pie in the face. That's always fun. Yeah. But he's a professional at it, though. I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, I'll be back next week. Come to my guitar seminar, fingerstyle guitar. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock at West Music. Tuscan Moon on the weekend, Friday, Saturday night. Beautiful downtown Kelowna, Iowa, not far away. Of course, I'll be back next week on Tom's Guitar Show. Maybe I'll do something more interesting this week. Wouldn't take much, would it?